My name is Alan Turner, and you're about to hear how a 3-time heart attack survivor managed to completely reverse heart damage doctors said was impossible. And I mean completely reversed. Deadly heart plaque dissolved from his clogged arteries, cholesterol knocked down 90 points, and blood pressure rate as calm as a 15-year-old's. After being told there was no hope and living in desperate fear of the 4th and final deadly heart attack that was waiting to strike, it never happened, because what he was told were barefaced lies by his trusted doctor and the hospital that robbed him of almost $500,000 for their own profit. He stopped the final heart attack from brutally murdering him because he found the system to completely reverse his heart problems. Drug-free, no expensive life-threatening surgery, and without extreme diet regimes. With the same system, you can start right now from home today and completely clean out your arteries to eliminate death-dealing plaque. Flush your body of harmful cholesterol, heal heart damage, and rebuild blood vessels. And do a complete 180 on high blood pressure in under 5 weeks. This is the only system on the planet that will allow you to take charge of your own heart health. Your future will now be secure, knowing you'll be there for your loved ones, to get you the life you deserve after all your hard work over the years. Retired and living healthy, with the freedom that you want. Or even just being able to enjoy a round of golf without fear of keeling over, clutching your chest at the 16th hole. No more blacklisted forbidden foods, and torturing yourself with monotonous exercise. Poisoning yourself with prescription meds, or ever having to worry about paying the criminally expensive medical bills under Obamacare ever again. You are about to discover the real truth behind America's #1 killer today, that outweighs all cancers combined as the country's biggest mass murderer to date. Over 600,000 people a year are killed by heart attacks. That number could be slashed to almost zero if everyone knew the truth revealed in this revolutionary system. What I'm about to say is the most sickening part. The authorities already know there is a proven way, without meds, to obliterate your risk of a heart attack. However, they don't want you to know this eye-opening truth because they stand to lose $230 billion a year. That depends on your pain and suffering. I urge you to stop what you're doing and watch this presentation till the very end. The information I'm about to give you could cripple the pharmaceutical industry and bring it to its knees. So I may be forced by powers beyond my control to take it down. I don't want you to be another statistic that dies too young from a fatal heart attack, when there really is no God-given reason for that to happen. You deserve to know how to take control of your heart health and stay free from heart attacks for the rest of your life. The most important thing you'll discover in this presentation is about the #1 cause of heart disease and how to kill it before it kills you. Because it might not be what you've been led to believe, and you can finally consume more of the delicious food and drinks you're currently being told you have to avoid without consequences. Eliminate stress from your life and focus on the things that matter the most to you, like building a future for your family. Become more economically stable and plan for your retirement without having to lose sleep over how you're going to pay for the extortionate doctor's bills. You will be shown the scientifically proven method of stopping your risk of a heart attack, and it will work for people of any age, any body type, and in any state of physical health, even if you have been told your cholesterol levels are obscene or if heart disease runs in the family. Imagine how it will feel to know your future is free from heart attacks, and not 6 feet under too soon, leaving your family to pay off the enormous debts of all your medical and funeral expenses. Have you ever been told your blood pressure was dangerously high? If you're anything like me, the thought alone is enough to make it soar even higher. Paranoia sinks in, and you start hearing your own heartbeat thundering in your ears like it's trying to burst out. Every heartbeat is like a jackhammer pounding against your ribcage, and you suddenly imagine your heart exploding, killing you instantly. This system will dissolve those fears by showing you exactly how to keep your blood pressure at healthy levels, using tried and tested methods. Some might even surprise you because they're so simple. This information is so sensational, the revolutionary doctor behind the system is being faced with serious jail time. High-powered organizations are pulling all the strings to get this man silenced for what he knows. In this short and highly controversial presentation, you will discover the shocking secrets to reversing deadly heart damage that Big Pharma is trying to keep hidden from you, and the 3 biggest lies told to every American about healthy foods and how heart attacks are really caused. I'd like you to take caution with your own family doctor, even if you've known them for years. Even they might not be aware of how deep this corruption goes. They may also be victims of this horrific scheme and think they're doing some good in the world. Or maybe they're just trying to line their own pockets out of pure greed and disrespect for human life. Like Westlake, Ohio cardiologist Dr. Harry Persaud, 55, charged with health care fraud and money laundering. He gave patients unnecessary heart surgeries so he could pocket the money for himself. He performed unnecessary coronary artery bypass surgeries on 23 of his patients. FBI agent Stephen Anthony said in a recent news article about the case, "This doctor violated the sacred trust between doctor and patient by ordering unnecessary tests, procedures, and surgeries to line his pockets. He ripped off taxpayers and put patients' lives at risk." After experiencing firsthand the web of lies and deceit from my own family doctor, who up to now I considered almost part of my own family, I've made it my mission to see that these crooks are exposed. You see, I'm the 3-time heart attack survivor, and one of the 39,697 people in America who has reversed their heart damage using the system I'm about to show you. Now, you may be thinking you've heard this all before, some flash-in-the-pan miracle cure that doesn't really work. Heart disease is genetic, incurable, isn't it? You may have even decided that if you do have heart problems or know someone who does, that it's pretty much a death sentence. Time to get your affairs in order, say goodbye to the little ones, and start picking out your burial plot at the local cemetery. Just hold on a minute. Being doubtful is natural. In fact, that's exactly how those 39,697 people felt before trying this method out. I was packing up my life and preparing for my last days too, until I took a leap of faith. With this incredible system that turned my life around completely, I finally found a doctor who was honest and genuinely trying to find a way to free people from the hell of heart disease. And he has succeeded. I want to share my terrifying experience with you in just a moment, so keep watching. First, I'd like to share some real stories from others who have successfully used this system to free themselves from the grip of the pharma industry and get control over their own heart health quickly and effectively. Terry from Hartford, Connecticut says,
I had my blood pressure around 165/105. Then I started using the system and followed the advice the doc gave. Now, after about a month, my blood pressure is consistently about 95/60. It's amazing.
Audrey from Atlanta, Georgia says,
I had a heart attack before I got in the system, which scared me nearly to death. I have trouble taking statins, so I stayed away from medications. My LDL cholesterol dropped by almost 100, from 195 to 96 the first month. If you're serious about your heart health, this is the system for you. I wish I'd known about it before.
Richard from Madison, Wisconsin tells us,
I can safely say this system has changed my life. I was very ill-informed about many of the things written about in this awesome system. I didn't even know there was a different type of cholesterol. I've learned a lot from the system and made sure I live to have kids and see them grow up. I'm impressed with my results.
As I mentioned before, I have my own experience with this system too. I'd like to introduce myself properly and share with you how I know it really works. I'm Alan Turner, a 3-time heart attack survivor, aged 58. That's right, 3 heart attacks, and I'm still alive to tell the tale. I'll tell you in just a moment how after number 3 almost killed my own wife as well as me, I vowed to take action. You see, the cause of my heart attacks was not from my diet or even genetic. It was much more sinister than that. Unfortunately, I didn't have anyone to clue me in about what was really going on with my health, and that's why I bring you this shocking expose today. I want you to know the truth, because I don't want you or your loved ones to suffer the same anguish I did. I'll give you 3 life-saving tips that you can easily do from home to get your heart healthy and start reversing damage today, even if you've been told that you're at high risk from heart disease. First, I need to tell you the whole story. I have to admit, it upsets me to talk about. It's shocking and pretty frightening, but it's something you absolutely have to hear. Knowing that I might save you the same confusion and anguish by revealing this horrible experience spurs me on to relive the worst moment in my life. I did all I could to find out about the latest drug-free breakthroughs in heart health today, basically because I had to. I was put in a position where it was either to put my faith in the people who were actually poisoning me or look for other options, because 3 weeks before my 50th birthday, I had my first heart attack. It began with a tight pain in my chest while I was sitting at home with my wife watching TV. We had just eaten dinner and settled down to watch our favorite game show. At first, I thought the pain was a little heartburn, but it soon became unbearable, like someone had piled a ton of bricks on my chest. Then I felt my left arm go numb, and the room started going black. I heard my wife calling out to me, but she sounded a million miles away. This was it, I thought. My time to die. Some people say your life passes before your eyes. I just felt cold and numb, and utterly afraid. I only remember flashes, worried faces looking down on me, an ambulance ride, and the horrible disinfectant smell of the ER room. A few hours later, I woke up in a hospital bed with my wife and daughter sitting next to me, their eyes red and swollen from crying. I didn't die. I was so lucky this time. They explained to me that I'd had a heart attack, that I had barely made it off the operating table. They had to do a balloon angioplasty to unblock the plaque-infested artery. They insert a tube in through your groin and inflate a tiny balloon to push back the plaque stuck on the artery wall so the blood can flow through again. It did save my life, but I almost went into relapse when I saw the bill. $20,000. Fortunately, my insurance covered a lot of it, but I still ended up with a $6,000 bill to pay. Not to mention the $180 monthly prescription added onto that. My minimum wage salary was stretched as it was. I was relieved to be alive, but little did I know that this was only the beginning to my nightmare. I'll go into that in just a minute. First, I want to tell you something about me before I had the heart attack. Now, you may be picturing me as seriously overweight or someone who never exercises and eats junk food all day. Let me tell you, I was 3 weeks away from my 50th birthday. I didn't smoke, drank only a couple of beers on weekends to kick back, and I loved walking. However, I had been having trouble with my cholesterol levels and blood pressure for around 6 years. My doctor had put me on a strict diet to keep them both under control. Everything low fat, almost no meat, dairy, or salt. I was practically a raw vegan. Not my taste. Coming from a farm-raised background, it was torture for me not to eat a big juicy steak and a full bacon and egg breakfast in the morning. But I tried, for the sake of my heart. My blood pressure and cholesterol levels didn't change with my diet, and I had that first heart attack anyway, so maybe these meds would work. I'd heard statins and beta blockers were 100% successful in lowering the chance of another heart attack in high-risk patients, or so I believed. After a few months of taking my meds like a good boy, my blood tests came back without hardly a change. My blood pressure readings were still 160/92, and overall cholesterol of 280, still way too high. One day I was walking alone in the late afternoon, when I felt it again, that searing pain in my chest. Arm numb like it had been plunged into freezing water. I must have a guardian angel, because someone was passing by with their dog and came to help me. This time the heart attack wasn't as bad as the first, and I felt the pain edge back. The guy called for an ambulance on his cell, and I was taken into hospital again. The doc said it was a mild attack, and upped my meds to keep it under control. He warned me not to go out walking, as that could have started it. He also said that it was likely the cause of the high blood pressure, and cholesterol was just genetic, and there was nothing to do about it, except take meds for the rest of my life if I wanted to live past 60, which he made certain to me might not be a possibility. Can you imagine that? At 51 years old, being told you might not last much longer. I wanted my retirement years. I'd worked all my life. And for what? I felt robbed. So I became a hermit. I was afraid to go anywhere except out in the car to the grocery store or somewhere near, terrified that anything physical would send me over the edge again. Another year passed, and it looked like I was doing okay. But I still had that terrible feeling that I could die at any minute. Living in constant fear had an awful effect on my family. The stress was sometimes unbearable. Then it happened again. This time I was driving, and my wife was with me. We were on our way to pick up my daughter from school when number 3 hit me, and it was hard. I lost control of the car as the pain ripped through my chest. I thought for sure my heart would explode. The car swerved and crashed into a wall. This time we both woke up in hospital. My wife suffered severe damage to her left leg after she was trapped in the wreckage. A shard of metal had pierced her thigh and severed nerves. She wouldn't be able to walk the same ever again. I had crippled my own wife. I was told this right after coming around from heart bypass surgery with the coldest bedside manner from a nurse who hardly looked up from her clipboard. I lay in the hospital bed, going over it in my mind, plagued with guilt. My wife would suffer constant pain for the rest of her life because of me. What if we had picked up Amy from school? She never wears a seatbelt in the back. She could have died. We all could have. It was too horrific to even imagine. I demanded some answers. My cardiologist at the hospital, Dr. Richard Collins, told me the same artery they had unblocked with the angioplasty had clogged up again, causing the third heart attack. He said surgeons should have put in something called a stent to permanently keep the artery open. So I had wasted so much money on temporary surgery, and now I faced another hefty bill for $160,000 this time. It was all too much to take in. Over the weeks I was recovering, Dr. Collins visited me frequently. I liked him. He was straight up and no BS. The only doctor I had any trust in. He began asking me questions about the medications I was taking. He was investigating the effects of heart medication on some of his patients after they had complained about different side effects they were experiencing. Some of them had even had more than one heart attack, like me. There were reports of people with muscle difficulties, severe memory loss, and even problems moving in some cases. But that's not all. Dr. Collins came across a frightening new study that even exposed the fact taking statins to lower cholesterol could actually increase your risk of a heart attack by 52%. And one of the side effects of beta blockers is raising cholesterol levels. It's like a vicious circle. Statins try to lower cholesterol, while beta blockers raise it. Higher cholesterol means more strain on your heart and blood pressure skyrockets. More risk of a heart attack. It's a no-win situation. Can you believe it? My head was spinning. I was outraged. I thought doctors knew what they were doing. All this time, they could be to blame? I vowed no more meds until I found out what was happening to me. There was no way in hell I'd endanger my family ever again. I wanted to find out more from Dr. Collins. Then I found out he had been let go from his job. He'd begun asking the board of directors at the hospital questions. A week later, he found himself unemployed, and his name smeared with mud across the medical profession. Even with his medical doctorate from Harvard, he found the doors being slammed in his face. Word traveled fast, and he couldn't get a job, not even as a candy striper in any hospital. Determined to find the truth in it all, he set out to expose the corruption in the medical world. He found other doctors who, like himself, had peeked too far behind the curtain. They began to look into new, groundbreaking research into alternative heart health, challenging the traditional ideas behind the cause and prevention of heart disease. Despite being threatened by the fat cats at Big Pharma with lawsuits and even jail time, Dr. Collins and his associates kept uncovering disturbing information that they were determined to make public. He began giving public seminars about what he and his colleagues discovered. I attended one, knowing from personal experience that what he was saying was worth listening to. And I'm about to share with you the most controversial revelation Dr. Collins exposed in that seminar. And this is why Big Pharma have him in their crosshairs. You see, for more than half a century, high cholesterol levels have been blamed as part of the major causes of heart disease. That's why more than 25 million Americans are prescribed statins. A modern lifestyle of mainly processed foods has skyrocketed the average person's cholesterol levels to dangerous numbers. However, it turns out that cholesterol is vital for your body and can actually help reduce your risk of a heart attack. I'll explain how in just a moment. Now you may be thinking, what on earth am I talking about? Cholesterol is bad, and scientists have proven that high levels kill. There's more to it than that. The truth is, there have been recent studies that now think perhaps cholesterol isn't the biggest cause of a heart attack after all. There are enemies far bigger you have to worry about, and cholesterol can play a huge part in actually stopping that from happening. Inflammation, oxidation, sugar, and stress are known as the four horsemen of heart disease. Inflammation is perhaps the worst problem to increase risk of heart disease. It's deadly because with inflammation, the symptoms are not obvious. It's connected to almost every disease that can happen in your body. So how does inflammation happen? Cells in your body are attacked by free radicals, which we're exposed to every day. This is called oxidation. Your body makes natural defenders against this damage, but sometimes not enough, and the free radicals can get out of control. You may be surprised to know one of these is actually cholesterol. LDL is known as the bad one, and HDL the good type. The problems come when bad cholesterol gets oxidized and starts to harden. Heart attacks are caused by the accumulation of oxidized LDL cholesterol, the bad one, which poisons the cells. This causes the plaque and stiffening of the artery wall. Then you get higher blood pressure because there's less space for the blood to flow. So when bad cholesterol rises, so does your blood pressure. But, as I mentioned before, not all cholesterol is bad. There's another side to it, which actually prevents oxidation from happening. It actually destroys the bad LDL cholesterol and stops it from building up. This is the good cholesterol, HDL, and it is the key to putting the fire out on inflammation, and also to naturally lowering your blood pressure. The problem is, taking statin drugs target the production of all cholesterol, even the good one. Statin use also destroys another inflammation fighter your body produces naturally, called coenzyme 10 or CoQ10. Studies have proven that this enzyme is essential to keeping your heart healthy and functioning. Without it, you leave yourself open to high risk of further heart damage. That is what happened in my case. I didn't realize that the meds I was taking were actually doing more harm to me than good. I blindly followed my doctor's advice and almost ended up in an early grave. If you're currently taking heart meds, or know someone who is, you or they might be in serious danger. The good news is that you can start doing things right without having to be misled and fed terrible information. And start today with the simple and easy system I'm about to show you. It holds the key to reversing all traces of heart disease while naturally balancing out your cholesterol levels and blood pressure within the next few weeks. That's why Big Pharma is hell-bent on destroying this information, because it would mean you wouldn't have to rely on their overpriced chemicals. Not only that, but you would actually be better off following this system that is side-effect-free and easy on the pocket. Remember, they stand to lose billions of dollars that are being made from your suffering. Big Pharma will fight tooth and nail to make sure your heart will never stay healthy and the disease will not be cured. You are being conned, and it isn't your fault. We're taught to trust any doctor in a white coat with a university degree. Even half of these doctors don't realize they're being used like puppets by greedy corporations. Dr. Richard Collins, creator of the system, was unfortunately one of them. He too was duped into believing heart medications were necessary. He discovered that some things doctors had been preaching for years about keeping your ticker going were totally false and based on half-baked theory. Aside from keeping America medicated unnecessarily, doctors were often telling you complete lies about what you should and shouldn't eat. Staple foods like meat and dairy that were the backbone of the American household were being replaced by processed packaged foods after 1920, often claiming low-fat alternatives were healthier options. So how come the number of heart attacks rose sharply during that decade, from an average of 137 cases to 355, and continuously climbed over a 30-year span? In his system, Dr. Collins reveals some shocking facts about the lethal truth behind processed foods and your so-called healthy options. You'll discover the number one thing you must avoid eating at all costs. And it's something you're using every day because you've been duped into believing it was healthier for you. You will also discover that delicious foods like bacon, eggs, and butter we've been warned time and time again to see as death-inducing artery cloggers are not the devil incarnate, but might actually be the key to a healthy heart. In the system, Dr. Collins explains how eating these foods for breakfast can actually lower your blood pressure and destroy deadly heart plaque. These are just two of the surprising things about heart health I discovered through Dr. Collins. In his revolutionary system, he exposes even more common delusions on heart health and explains in depth how you can use them to your advantage. If I had never gone to his enlightening seminar, I'd probably have become another American statistic, 6 feet under after heart attack number 4, and my daughter would have an empty seat at her upcoming graduation. Now, thanks to Dr. Collins and his incredible crystal-clear system, I'll be the proud dad, sitting in front of my brilliant daughter, grateful that I'm alive. The good news for you is that by watching this video today, you and your family will never have to experience this evil firsthand. Not only did I discover how to keep your heart healthy, prescription-free, I even found out that heart disease can be reversed. The system has helped thousands of Americans break free from the iron grip of the pharmaceutical corruption in medicine today, and is called Live Heart Strong, the complete drug-free system to reversing heart damage. To date, over 39,697 people are using this system to reverse their heart problems by naturally balancing their cholesterol and blood pressure levels. You can use the simple trick straight from this system to dissolve deadly plaque and renew arteries, eliminate bad LDL cholesterol, reverse heart damage, raise healthy inflammation-busting HDL cholesterol, and completely phase out high blood pressure. The most valuable thing I got from this system is knowing that when I wake up every day now, my first thought isn't how much time do I have left with my daughter, or will today be my last day alive? Instead, I'm thankful that I found out the truth before it was too late, and I have the Live Heart Strong system to thank for that. Still, when I look in the mirror and see the 8-inch scar down my chest from the bypass, it makes me shake with rage. If only I had known sooner, that scar would never had to happen, and my wife wouldn't be the way she is now. In just a few minutes, you can have the simple, real-world solutions to improving your heart at your fingertips. You don't need any medical knowledge whatsoever to apply Dr. Collins' secret principles. This easy-to-understand system explains everything so clearly and doesn't require a Herculean effort to put into practice. I can guarantee you will be astonished by the results you'll get after just a few weeks of putting this system into action. Just imagine how you could turn your health around and start looking forward to eating the foods you want, and feeling secure that your future won't involve triple bypass surgery and $500,000 in debt. Here are some real-life experiences of what the Live Heart Strong system can do.
I owe my husband's life to Dr. Collins' incredible system. This time last year, we thought he would be dead at 48. He had a severe heart attack, and the damage was so bad, doctors warned he would never live through another. We came across the Live Heart Strong system, and since then, his heart health has improved and some of the damage even repaired. His cholesterol levels are balanced and blood pressure stable now for 3 years. We are so grateful to Dr. Collins and his system.
Barbara King, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
I suffered a lot from having high blood pressure for many years. Docs told me to cut out almost everything in my diet, and I was miserable. It seemed to make no difference cutting out salt and watching what I ate. I came across this system and realized that it was all garbage. I took the advice in the Live Heart Strong system and started eating what I loved again, and lowered my blood pressure in just a few weeks thanks to the clear and easy methods revealed by Dr. Collins. I'm much happier and healthier now.
Gordon Thompson, Providence, Rhode Island. The system has been carefully structured and planned out so that it's explained in crystal clear, easy-to-understand sections. You don't have to worry about too much medical jargon. Even though Dr. Collins is a Harvard graduate, he created this system for the public, not to impress some board of medical bigwigs. You'll discover how to maintain balanced cholesterol levels without being a calorie-counting maniac or following some kind of crazy diet plan. How to get high blood pressure under control once and for all by using simple tricks you can do at home. Think of the hundreds of thousands of dollars you can save by avoiding unnecessary expensive medical tests, prescription meds, and risky surgeries. Right now, I'd like you to think about this question. What is your health worth to you? How much would you pay to be at ease, knowing that you won't ever have to spend your 50-plus years in and out of hospital, never to know the feeling of being opened up and poked around, rewired, and putting your life at the hands of one man who might just be having a bad day, fearing that you might collapse one day, clutching your chest in agony as your heart gives up while you're getting groceries at the Kmart, while your loved one stands by your side watching helplessly. And for years to come, that memory is all they have left of you, gasping for breath in agony on the cold asphalt of a supermarket parking lot as the life is drained out of you. I know, that's a horrible image for me to put into your mind, but it was actually one of my biggest fears when I was at my worst. In fact, it was all I could think of. Nowadays, I'm glad to say that image has disappeared. I only see myself swelling with pride as I give my daughter away at her wedding, or holding my first grandchild after she's born. That's a much nicer picture to have, isn't it? Let me rephrase the question for you. How much have you already paid for your health? And was it worth it? Perhaps you don't realize over the years you've opened your wallet countless times and paid whatever it cost for medical treatment, prescriptions, and surgeries. Adding up all those bills, even for a common cold, might make you sick to the stomach. The number right now could be up to $250,000, give or take, even if you've never had major surgery. The cost of health insurance reaches criminal standards. And don't get me started on this so-called Affordable Health Care Act. Thanks, Obama, for screwing the taxpayers even more. Dr. Collins knows exactly how the traditional medical business works, squeezing you dry until your last dime is theirs and your family is left destitute, all the while only giving you the temporary answer. You deserve to be free from the worry of killer diseases like coronary heart failure and deadly heart attacks. Dr. Collins wants you to have a permanent system that actually works and won't cost you the earth. He'd prefer you to save that money towards your future plans with the family and living a comfortable retirement. Despite being advised by the publishers of the system to charge $247 to cover the writing, research, and development costs, Dr. Collins insisted on giving you the chance to get this incredible system today for the lowest price possible. Because you're watching this video right now, you'll get the Live Heartstrong system for just $39.95. That's a massive saving of $207. The cost of being on statin medications alone in the U.S. would cost just over $115 per month. You're getting the easier, safer, and permanent solution to your heart health for about a third of that price. A one-time payment of $39.95 will get your heart healthy for years to come, and even reverse damage, so your heart will be like new again. That's a small price to pay for total happiness and security. That's less than a full tank of gas costs these days. You may be wondering why a discount. Firstly, because you deserve to live a long life, free from the threat of heart disease, as is the right of every American. Secondly, because Dr. Collins wants to break the corrupt medical system and hurt big pharma bosses exactly where it hurts, right in the wallet, for being tricked into believing their lies as well. He's not afraid to say he was wrong in the past, and now he wants to make amends. To get the complete Live Heartstrong system right away, just click on the Add to Cart button that is directly below this presentation. You'll be taken to a secure, triple encrypted checkout page that has been set up by the publishers of the system. The page is 100% secure, and your details will not be used for anything other than purchasing this special offer of Live Heartstrong. In less than 5 minutes, you'll have immediate access on your PC, smartphone, or iPad to the complete tools to reverse heart disease and protect your body's most vital organ from damage without dangerous medications or extreme diet and exercise. I'm totally convinced that you'll have the same success that I and thousands of others have had with this system. However, if you're still unsure, I would like to tell you about something incredible Dr. Collins gives you with your investment. You're protected by an ironclad, completely lower your cholesterol and blood pressure in under 5 weeks or 100% money-back guarantee for the next 60 days. He's so confident that his system will work for you that he makes this guarantee that no one else dares to make. A full, no questions asked refund. He's that sure you'll get great results. Basically, for any reason, if you're not satisfied with the program, just send us an email located in the members area for a quick and prompt refund in the next 2 months. No questions asked. Now, how does that sound? Hit the Add to Cart button now and get your Live Heartstrong system immediately. No shipping costs, no waiting for weeks on end for your system to arrive by post. You can be changing your future heart health in a matter of minutes. I have even more great news for you. If you purchase today, through this exclusive online-only offer, you'll get not 1, but 2 super gifts completely free. No strings attached. You will not be charged a cent extra for 2 additional groundbreaking tools that accompany the Live Heartstrong system. Dr. Collins' way of saying thank you. Eat Heartstrong and Be Heartstrong are 2 bonus features of the system. Super gift number 1. Eat Heartstrong is your complete guide to delicious, heart-healthy meal ideas that will help lower blood pressure and cholesterol. No sacrifice on taste and variety, and 100% heart-friendly. Over 80 easy-to-prepare recipes, including some of your favorite foods like bacon and pizza. Breakfast ideas that don't revolve around bland oatmeal. HDL-boosting lunches and flavorful dinners. 20 guilt-free desserts, all certified heart-healthy. 7-day hassle-free meal planner that allows you to plan ahead for healthy eating. Free downloadable cholesterol tracker and diet manager app. This user-friendly app helps you keep track of your progress using the Live Heartstrong system, so you can save a record of your daily progress. Super gift number 2. Be Heartstrong is your simple fitness guide to a healthier heart. No intense exercise routines, just specially formulated workout plans to fit everyone's needs. You choose the right plan for you, depending on how active you are. Each plan contains step-by-step videos that will demonstrate the exercises you can do right in your own home. No special equipment needed or even a gym membership. Simple, tailor-made fitness plans for all lifestyles. Fitness expert-guided videos with step-by-step demonstrations. Each fitness plan features exercises to specifically improve your heart. Free downloadable app, heart rate calculator, and blood pressure monitor. Keep track of your BP levels with this simple-to-use app. Record your progress so you can see the system working day to day. Each one has a RRP of $196, but today you get them totally free of charge. By clicking on the button right now, you will receive Live Heartstrong, RRP $247. You pay $39.95. Eat Heartstrong, RRP $196. Totally free. Be Heartstrong, RRP $196. Totally free. All 3 for just $39.95. That's a colossal saving of $599. But I have to warn you, because of the limited time of this online offer, don't leave it till the last minute to order yours. This offer will last for only 12 hours from now. Then it's gone for good. Dr. Collins tried once before to make the system public, but the site was soon shut down. Likely by those greedy corporate fat cats at Big Pharma. Act now before this one is taken down as well. I wouldn't want you to lose out, so I urge you to click on the button right now, before this video disappears into the tangled web of corporate red tape. Click the Add to Cart button now, and download this amazing, life-changing program for yourself. The presentation is almost over. If you think this system is not for you, then there are no hard feelings. Feel free to close this window and go back to trusting your doctor and the medication he prescribes you. However, I'd just like you to remember something the next time you visit your doctor. When he tells you there is no hope of lowering either your cholesterol level or high blood pressure, think of what I told you. When he shakes his head at your insanely high blood pressure, and you get that panic rising from your gut as the blood pressure cuff tightens, all you hear is your own heartbeat pulsating in your head. Think of what I told you. And when you go home and wake up sweating in the middle of the night, after the horrific nightmare that your heart has burst free from your chest and lies still beating on the floor, remember what I told you. Your future doesn't have to be one living in fear, waking up expecting that any moment could be your last, living day by day with that sense of dread, afraid for yourself, the family you'll leave behind, and all the regrets of things you never got to do. It never has to be like that for you, no matter if you've been told it's hopeless. It's never too late to take control and get your heart health back. You know what needs to be done. So go ahead and click the Add to Cart button that you see below this presentation now, and put Live Heart Strong into action right away. See how quickly you can do a complete 180 on so-called terminal heart disease. You owe it to yourself and those who care deeply about you. Don't waste another precious moment of this already short life we have. Make the most of today so you can enjoy your bright future. Click below the video now. Welcome to the first day of the rest of your heart disease-free life. Thanks for watching. Still around? Some customers have asked some common questions about the Live Heart Strong system, so I'd like to give you some answers. What is the Live Heart Strong system exactly, and what can it do for me? Live Heart Strong is the only completely drug-free system scientifically proven to obliterate deadly heart plaque and regenerate damaged arteries. This revolutionary system was developed by renegade cardiologist Dr. Richard Collins. He's on a personal mission to expose the sour corruption in the medical business today. More Americans are being bullied into taking poisonous drugs that don't work and are even counterproductive to what they're supposed to do, down to the fear-mongering doctors who get kickbacks from Big Pharma that peddle drugs. Live Heart Strong is a revolutionary system that will show you the truth behind many outdated theories on the cause of heart disease and what you can do to actually reverse heart disease, balance blood pressure and cholesterol levels naturally without becoming a slave to prescription drugs. The system will enable you to heal your heart, reversing the damage in just a few months, and secure a healthy future for you and your family to enjoy. If Live Heart Strong works so well, why isn't it more well known? Big Pharma hates anything they can't make money from. Their influence goes up very high in the medical industry, and Live Heart Strong poses a big threat to their annual profits. If everyone knew the truth about cholesterol for starters, it would make their poisonous statin drugs officially useless. Doctors who are trying to stand against Big Pharma are constantly being threatened to stay quiet. What will happen to me when I start using the system? In as little as 7 days, you'll see a drastic change in high blood pressure and cholesterol levels. By taking action today, you'll reduce your risk of ever having a heart attack to almost zero with the tried and tested methods and tricks in the Live Heart Strong system. How do I get my hands on this incredible system, and how much will it cost me? It's very easy. Click on the Add to Cart button below, and within 5 minutes, you'll have access to all the information you will ever need about reversing heart damage and make high blood pressure and cholesterol problems history. If you act right now, you'll get the Live Heart Strong system for the unique low price of just $39.95. That's less than a full tank of gas would cost you. And we'll throw in 2 extra bonus gifts, completely free of charge. By clicking on the Add to Cart button right this minute, you'll get the Eat Heartstrong and Be Heartstrong accompanying systems that also include downloadable apps to check your cholesterol and blood pressure at no extra charge. The full package is valued at $639, but you pay only $39.95. But hurry, this exclusive offer is only available through this presentation for the next 12 hours. Get yours now, totally risk-free, before the site is shut down. I apologize in advance if you click on the Add to Cart button and it doesn't work. It'll probably mean we have been shut down by the authorities for sharing this highly controversial information with the public. Is this really risk-free? No, this is actually better than risk-free. First, you're covered by our no questions asked money-back guarantee for 60 days. Just write to the email address located in the members area and you'll have your money back in less than 24 hours. That's how confident we are that this program will work for you. I hope that answers some of your more urgent questions about the Live Heart Strong system. To find out for yourself exactly what Dr. Collins' revolutionary program can do, then click on the button below and get exclusive access to the system. Don't delay. Act now and get the full package to secure your heart health right away.